Hare Krishna. So Sanjaya is finally going to answer the question, what happened to my sons and the sons of Pandu when they met on the battlefield of Kurukshetra? Who asked this question? Dhritarashtra. Finally, Dhritarashtra is going to get his answer. And this answer is in the last shloka of the Gita, which we're going to see now in this video. It's very nice to see that the question was asked in the first shloka of Gita, first chapter, first shloka, and the answer Sanjay is giving now in the 18th chapter, 78th shloka. So let's see that now. Yatra yogeshwarah krishno yatra partho dhanurdharah tatra shrir vijayo bhuter dhruvaniter mater mama. So here Sanjay is telling, Yatra yoga ishvara krishnaha. Wherever there is Krishna. And who is Krishna? Yogeshwara. He is the master of all mystics. And yatra partho dhanurdhara. And wherever there is Partha, Arjun. And who is Arjun? He is Dhanurdhara, that is supreme archer. Tatra. In that place, there will also be certainly, Dhruva, certainly. What will be there? 4 things. What are those? First, Shri, that is opulence. Vijaya, that is victory. Third is Bhutihi, that is extraordinary power. And finally, Nitihi, that is morality. And here Sanjay is saying, Matir Mama, that is my opinion. So basically, what is Sanjay saying? Wherever there is Krishna and wherever there is Arjun, there, what will exist? Opulence, extraordinary power, victory and morality. Now, Dhritarashtra wanted to hear what happened to his sons. That's what his concern was. And Sanjay is saying, your sons are gone. Tere bacche to gaye. So the point is, Sanjay is making it very clear to Dhritarashtra that since Krishna is there on the side of Pandavas, victory belongs to them. Your sons cannot be victorious. So this is a very nice thing to understand, that if we don't have anything on our side, but if we have Krishna on our side, we can win over anything and everything in this world. Hope you remember in the first chapter, there was one discussion which we had, where in that particular pastime, Arjuna was given 2 options by Krishna. You can choose me or you can choose my Narayani Sena. And in that, Arjuna, without thinking twice, he chose Krishna. And he didn't choose Narayani Sena. And when Krishna asked him, why did you do that? You could have chosen Narayani Sena. I am not going to fight on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Why did you choose me? And at that time, Arjuna, he says that, oh Krishna, if you are there on my side, what are you talking about these Kauravas? I can defeat any Devi Devta also. All the Devi Devtas I can defeat. That was the confidence of Arjuna. This is the confidence that a devotee should have. If I have Krishna with me, everything will fall in place. This is Shraddha, this is faith. And this faith is not a faith which is a blind faith or something. No. It is reality. It is reality. We see in Bhagavad-gita. We see in the lives of so many devotees that when they make Krishna as the center of their life, everything else will fall in place, both material and spiritual. Here it is said that many times, many people might say, okay, Bhagavad-gita was talked between 2 friends. What is so great in that? No, it was not talked between 2 friends. It was the instruction by Supreme Personality of Godhead to His devotees. Through the medium of Arjun, those instructions were given to all the living entities like ourselves. Here it is said, Some may protest that Krishna incited Arjun to fight, which is immoral, but the reality of situation is clearly stated. Bhagavad-gita is the supreme instruction in morality. Sometimes people say, oh, there's so much of fight that is incited here in Bhagavad-gita. So one shouldn't keep Bhagavad-gita at home. Fights will happen at home. So this is really stupidity, because Bhagavad-gita is supreme morality. It's very clearly described here by Sanjaya. Then how is it possible that when we keep Bhagavad-gita at home, when we start reading, when we start implementing, how is it possible that immoral activities will happen? No, not possible. This is just the mental concoction of people. They don't want to progress in spiritual life. They don't want others also to progress in spiritual life. So some rumor here and there, some story here and there. Oh, don't keep this, don't do that, don't do this. From Bhagavad-gita. Here it is said, the supreme instruction of morality is given. 2 times Krishna gave the supreme instruction of morality. What was that? Manmana bhava madbhakta madhyajimam namaskuru. One must become a devotee of Krishna, and the essence of all religion is what? Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. That is, surrender onto Krishna. So this is that essence of all religion. The instructions of Bhagavad-gita constitute the supreme process of religion and of morality. All other processes may be purifying and may lead to this process, but the last instruction of Gita is the last word in all morality and religion. Surrender onto Krishna. This is the essence, this is the charam shloka, this is the essence of the entire Bhagavad-gita. That is, surrender onto the lotus feet of Krishna. And we have discussed this elaborately in 18th chapter, Shloka number 66. That what do you mean by surrender? And how it is relevant in our day-to-day life. How to implement that in our day-to-day life. Here it is also said that surrender onto Krishna in devotional service, in full Krishna consciousness, is the most confidential instruction. Okay, so do we have confidential and more confidential also? Here it is said, the path of regulative principles according to the Varna and Ashram, that is orders of social life, and according to the courses of religion, may be a confidential path of knowledge. So one taking care of his work according to Varna and Ashram, that is good. That's confidential knowledge which Krishna has revealed in Gita. And then the rituals of religion are confidential. Meditation, cultivation of knowledge are still more confidential. So this also Krishna has revealed to us in Bhagavad-gita. But the most confidential, the supreme confidential thing that Krishna has told is to surrender onto him, to become his devotee. This is the essence and the most confidential knowledge that Krishna has given us in Bhagavad-gita. In fact, this is the solution to all the problems. This is a solution to everything that we are struggling with. That is, to become the devotee of the Lord by complete surrender at his lotus feet. Here it is said, the absolute truth is realized in 3 features. I am sure now all of us know. That is, impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. These are the 3, in 3 ways, in 3 features of absolute truth. Perfect knowledge of absolute truth means the perfect knowledge of Krishna, because he is Bhagavan. And if one understands Krishna, who is Bhagavan, then all the departments of knowledge are part and parcel of that understanding. So this has to be very clear. So if we understand Bhagavan, then automatically Paramatma and Brahman are understood. They are just subset of the superset called Bhagavan. So there is no separate endeavor that is needed to understand Paramatma and Brahman. Naturally, when we become devotee of Lord Krishna, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Bhagavan, we naturally understand the other 2, which are subordinate to Bhagavan, that is Paramatma and Brahman. Here it is said that Bhagavad-gita, 5 principal subject matters have been discussed. What are those? First, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Second, Prakriti, material nature. Third, living entities, that is Jiva. Fourth, eternal time or Kala. And fifth, all kinds of activities or karma. So these are the 5 subject matters that Krishna has told us or given to us in the Bhagavad-gita. And we have discussed elaborately regarding these 5 subject matters. Here, one thing we have to understand is, all is dependent on Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. There are 5 subject matters, but all of these are dependent on the Lord. There's a very important statement that is made. Although superficially the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the living entity, material nature and time appear to be different, nothing is different from Supreme, but the Supreme is always different from everything. Now what is this? Nothing is different, but at the same time different. This is called as the Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva. That is simultaneous oneness and difference. So this is the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this philosophy actually reconciles many things. Many things, which might be contradicting. And here it's very clear that everything is Krishna and at the same time it is not. That is, all the energies of the Lord which are manifesting around, they are equivalent to the Lord, but at the same time they are different. One in quality, different in quantity. So this is a very important understanding when we understand the energy and various other aspects of this world and the Lord Himself. And finally here Prabhupada is talking about we the living entities. Now all of us as living entities, we are part and parcel of Krishna. Like for example, the sun is there, the sun is Krishna and the sun rays are we the living entities. Now since we are so chutku, we are so minute, what happens is we are easily taken over by the illusory potency of the Lord. We easily fall in Maya. Once one Srila Prabhupada disciple came to Prabhupada and he said, Prabhupada, sometimes I fall in Maya. Can you please tell me how to come out of it? And Prabhupada looked at him and he's saying that most of the time you are in Maya, sometimes you fall in Krishna. Yes, that's what is our current situation. We as marginal potency, we are always shaky and we are always bent towards Maya only. But when we practice Krishna consciousness, when we take shelter of the Lord, we are actually bending towards Krishna and we are becoming Krishna conscious. For many lifetimes we have been conscious materially. We were Maya conscious from so many lifetimes. But now we have got the opportunity to become Krishna conscious. So if we really want to be victorious, opulent, if we really want to get extraordinary power and be moral always, what are we supposed to do? Get Krishna and Arjun, simple. And how to do that? By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And following Bhagavad-gita. What Krishna is telling in Bhagavad-gita to Arjun is not just applicable to Arjun, it's applicable to us also. So in this way, by chanting the holy names and by reading scriptures like Bhagavad-gita, we invite both Krishna and Arjun in our life. And wherever there is Krishna and Arjun, these 4 wonderful things will manifest in our life also. So finally the goal of life is what? To attain the Lord and nothing else. Everything that we are doing in this world is just like passing the time. We are just passing the time. But finally the goal of human form is to attain Krishna and nothing else. Nothing else. If we properly analyze, what is going to remain with us? Nothing is going to remain with us. It's almost like a small ant entering the black hole, leaving all the things that it has accumulated from a long time. So it is outside, all the things that it has accumulated is outside, and that it enters its black hole, its residence. It's not able to take all the material things, whatever it has. So our situation is like that. From many lifetimes, even in this life, we have accumulated so many things and we are still endeavoring to accumulate so many things. But the fact is, at the time of death, that black hole, only the living entity can enter. That is, we can enter as spirit soul. We cannot take anything with us. But what comes with us is the practice of devotional service that we have done throughout the lifetime. So that is permanent. Everything else is temporary. The goal of life is to attain Krishna, to break the cycle of birth and death. And that is possible only when we render devotional service. Render devotional service as per the instruction of Guru and Krishna. So finally, what we have to meditate every day is, am I rendering devotional service to the Lord or not? Am I investing a good amount of time in my life for the service of the Lord? For chanting the holy names, following four related principles, hearing the glories of the Lord, reading the glories of the Lord, serving the Vaishnavas, the devotees, and spreading this knowledge of the Lord and His glories. Are we doing that? Are we investing a good amount of time in doing these things? This should be our analysis. An intelligent person is the one who understands where to do what sort of investment. And if we are intelligent, we will know this time that we have, the most valuable thing with us, where to invest majority of it, where we will get maximum returns. And the maximum returns are here in Krishna consciousness. So it's very, very important to be fully Krishna conscious. And there is nothing else that we need to do for this, nothing extra we need to do for this. Just keep doing devotional service by chanting the holy names, by reading the Shastra, by associating with devotees, and always remaining in devotee association in this wonderful organization called ISKCON, and following the instruction of Guru and Krishna, Srila Prabhupada. So it's very, very important to meditate on these different topics which we have discussed throughout Bhagavad-gita again and again and again. And always ask this question, that with each passing day, am I getting closer to Krishna or not? If not, then there is some mistake that I am doing. So I should get closer to Krishna and I should rectify the mistake, whatever mistake I'm committing while doing devotional service. So with this, we complete all the 18 chapters of Bhagavad-gita. 18th chapter, we have seen all the 78 shlokas, shloka by shloka. Now, in the next video, we will see the entire 18th chapter at one go. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.